Hello and welcome to another edition of the TES Secondary Maths Resource of the Week with me, Craig Barton. Now, one of my favourite resources, probably of all time, is Dave Taylor's increasingly difficult questions. I think they are flipping brilliant. So you can only imagine my delight when I discovered that they are now being uploaded to TES to get them out to as wide an audience as possible. So I thought it was only right, seeing as I've been such a fan of them for so long, that I try and do my bit to spread the word about these wonderful resources. So, what on earth is an increasingly difficult question? Well, the idea behind these resources is that instead of giving students a set of fairly standard questions on a given topic, we give them a really carefully designed sequence of questions that get increasingly difficult. Now, that doesn't sound like the most revolutionary idea you've ever heard, and most worksheets and textbook exercises will attempt to do the same. But what I think is particularly nice about these questions is the fact that they incorporate lots of other topics as well. And those of you who are familiar with interleaving or have read my book or listened to me bang on about this in the last few months, if you can start to incorporate other topics in, it stops maths being isolated. It stops it being, in the case of this particular topic, mean average, it stops it being, right, this week we're learning about mean, next week we're learning about ratio, then we're learning about percentages. Maths becomes all kind of segregated like this. Whereas once you can start to incorporate other topics within the current topic you're studying, kids start to see connections. They also get a chance to refresh and revisit topics. They don't have to go so long without revisiting a topic and so on. So that's why I'm a massive fan of these particular questions. So I've tried to hook you in there. Let me show you one of my favorites. So mean average. So imagine you've just taught working out the mean from a list of data to your students. You're looking for a set of questions to give them. Feast your eyes on these. So if I just move my annoying head out of the way, there we go there. So you can see part A, just very bog standard. Part B, I like this. What impact does it have when that 5 changes to a 10? And then we've got, and again, another list of data, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Of course, you've got a nice bit of possibility here. When you've got numbers in a sequence like that, once students have worked them out, you can always chuck into the mix. How could you have predicted what the mean was going to be, looking at that data without working it out and so on? But then things start to get interesting. So now let's change that 16, let's go massive. Let's change it to an 82. What impact does that have on the mean? Now let's get students working with more numbers. So they're having to work on their mental written division. Now let's go with slightly awkward numbers and let's change the order of those numbers. Will that impact how they work out the mean? And then this is what I love. Let's chuck decimals in there, because if students have worked with decimals, there's nothing stopping them applying their skills of adding and dividing with decimals to working out the mean. Whilst we're doing decimals, let's chuck negative numbers into the mix. Let's chuck negative decimals into the mix. And then let's bring into play some algebraic expressions where we've got like terms, we've got slightly bigger numbers for like terms, and then we've got terms that are not alike. So I would argue that once your students have worked their way through those, not only do they have a better understanding of the mean, as well as practicing the basics along the way, you've also refreshed their knowledge of decimals, negative numbers, algebraic expressions, and even negative decimals as well. So again, I just think these are absolutely superb. And if you click on Dave's profile there, you'll go to his shop. Now, don't be worried when you hear shop, because all of these resources are absolutely free. If I click on resources there, and then I tend to go for a sort by newest, because these are the ones that he tends to be uploading at the moment, you'll get the full range of these. And they're absolutely wonderful. I should have said as well, they've all got answers with them. So again, you can mark them, or students can mark them nice and easily. I think these are absolutely wonderful. They are perfect to use at the end of a topic. They're perfect to use for a homework, end of topic assessment, and so on. They just get students thinking a bit harder. And as I said before, they connect different areas of maths together. So I think they're absolutely wonderful. If you use these resources, hop back onto the resource review page and just leave a review just to say thank you and possibly how you've used the resource as well. And I shall be back with a fresh resource of the week next week. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.